and I'm sharing my screen once just for an overview. Okay,
Bhaiya, we cannot write today anything.
it's okay. It's okay. I'll share it. I'll share it in the. I'll share it in the group. Uh, just understand this once. Okay. Uh, I, I am not. I am not. I want silence. Okay. So I will not be explain. I will not be explaining in terms of how I explained the chapter for earlier. Uh, मैं मोहित म्यूट कर रहा हूँ तुम्हारे उसको ठीक है. Okay, so I will not be explaining everything exactly how we finish the chapter because that was very descriptive. If you see here, this is the revision, whereas in Parliament we have done around 5 to 7 pages of notes, which I guess should be there with you. जहाँ पे we have understood what is Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, what is Parliament, this diagram, and then we have this Parliament में President, Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha is there. Then we have read about the eligibility of candidates for Rajya Sabha, Lok Sabha. This is there in book. These all things are there. What Parliament does, or फिर एक normal bill, how does it being passes through the steps and it becomes a law. These all things we have done and it's there in your copy. Just the difference is here, what has been till now discussed. Chapter 1, 2, and 3 was being tested, and you gave the test in objective form as well as in the subjective form. After that you prepared. This part I have not tested only. 4, 5, 6 chapter I have not tested only. So I'm sure आप लोगों को नहीं आता होगा. And be it the bright students, be it the average students, or be it the students who are not taking much interest, I'm sure 90% will be very weak in this chapter. Okay, there are two things which I want from you guys. There is a test, that is today's Tuesday. It's on Thursday. Okay, so before that, first of all, you go and read the notes which I've given you earlier about this chapter, because if you read it, you will understand 70% of the things. Okay, second part, when I'm telling you the revision, which we have done previously for the other three chapters, the revision is more about making you understand what are the important concepts and which you need to emphasize more. आप लोगों को कौन से टॉपिक्स पे ज्यादा ध्यान देना है और आपको लिखना कैसे है, आपको समझाना कैसे है. Okay, but when it's about the entire chapter, go and read the notes, go and read the book once. If you read the chapter and the notes once, it will be more than enough for you to understand at least 70% of the concept. So let's start with the revision. When it comes to revision, these are the important points which you should know. These are the basic important points from chapter 4 which you should know. And this is the homework for you. Today, when you would be doing the homework by 10 p.m., you should know what is the role of Parliament. You should know Parliament may what Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, and President do. All three together, what they are. What is legislative? Legislative. I have told you there are three big Indian Constitution, Indian government. Everything stands on three things. That is legislative, judiciary, and executive. Okay, this is the legislative. Legislative are of two types. One is union legislature and one is state legislature. Okay, and then Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha in detail. So when I am writing Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, House of the People and Council of States, you need to tell me first what is Lok Sabha. You need to tell what is Rajya Sabha. You need to tell me the eligibility of the candidates. Means when can somebody be a member of Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha? What is the eligibility criteria for it? I'm just writing it down. Eligibility criteria criteria for both. Okay, and the last part is what they do. So uh, here, when I say above line में Parliament, Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, you can give a one liner. Lok Sabha is the lower house, Rajya Sabha is the upper house. Lok Sabha is not a permanent house, it is an elected house. Rajya Sabha is a permanent house. This is a one liner in the second line. But when I'm telling here the Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha eligibility criteria and in detail, here I want first of all what is Lok Sabha, what is Rajya Sabha, how many members are there in Lok Sabha, how many members are there in Rajya Sabha, then how what is the eligibility criteria for you to be a member of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, and what are their function. In detail, tell what are their function. This you guys need to tell. I'm not asking you to write a very big answer, but try to write whatever you have a clarity on. Okay. We may finish these two part in 2 days, not necessarily आज हम पूरा कर लेंगे, but that will be eventually your homework. आज हम जितना इसमें से complete करेंगे उतना आपका homework होगा, कल हम जितना complete करेंगे उतना homework होगा. Second, why, what is democracy? हमने जो पहले भी पढ़ा है वही, and how elections happen in India, in state level and in union level. जो लोकसभा का इलेक्शन होता है वो कैसे होता है, विधानसभा विधान परिषद का कैसे होता है. What are constituencies, and state and union separate for elections and central election. Yeah, the same thing. Last part is majority and the ruling party. लोक सभा या राज्य सभा या फिर दूसरी पार्टीज में लाइक विधानसभा एंड विधान परिषद. शिवशंकर एक मिनट, हाँ बस एक बार मैं ये कंप्लीट कर लूँ. मेजोरिटी क्या होती है राज्यसभा लोकसभा में. We have read about minority, right? What is a minority? Similarly, what is a majority? Majority is the opposite of minority. Simple. And last is a bill. Bill क्या होता है? What are the three types of bill? Ordinary bill, money bill, and there is one more, I guess. And then how this bill are being passed and converted into a law. यहाँ पे जितना है ये आप लोगों को आना ही आना चाहिए by the end of this chapter and by the end of this paper. Okay? Because this constitutes the most important topics. These are the most important topics जिसपे 5 marks के questions बन सकते हैं, 1 marks के questions बन सकते हैं. Except that you prepare other things, okay, which you can read from the book. Yes, Shiv Shankar, you can unmute and you can say.
Bhaiya, can I explain the last part?
No, I don't want you to explain. हाँ, अभी तो मेरे को explanation नहीं चाहिए. अभी what I want is कि I tell you things because it's not just Shiv Shankar here. I want everybody to understand. Okay, so let's start this chapter. For this chapter, that is the legislature, what is important here is, I'm just stopping the share. So for legislature, what is the important part here is, इससे पहले जो chapter 1, 2 and 3 we have studied कि constitution क्या होता है, फिर constitution में जो articles होते हैं वो कौन कौन से हैं. चलो हमने सारे articles नहीं पढ़े 395, but still we understood constitution में किस type के articles होते हैं. Okay, from article 12 to article 51 we understood a bit. Now we got to know कि उनमें से कुछ articles ऐसे हैं जो government को मानने ही पड़ेंगे, like article 12 to article 32, which comes under part 3, and there are few articles which are not bounded to them, matlab they need not to all completely accept it, and there is no criminal charge for it. They are like, if you understand it and if you make laws on top of them, it's good for the society, it's a welfare state you can reach to, but they cannot go to court for that. But for article 12 to 32 they can go to court. ये थे different laws जो कि कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन बनाते टाइम लोगों ने बनाया. नाउ व्हाई वी आर रीडिंग लेजिस्लेचर इज, ये तो तुमने बुक बना दी. दिस इज द बुक व्हिच वाज बीइंग रिटन बाय द कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट असेंबली ओवर द पीरियड ऑफ 1946 December till January 26 1950. What they created at that time was the book in terms of उस टाइम में क्या problems थी, what are the issues at that time, what are the betterment and solutions we have. Now the next part is, as we are growing every day, as from 1950 it is 2022, over the period of time there are new problems and there is a possibility कि पुराने problems खत्म हो गए. There is a possibility कि a few problems which were there during that time, maybe illiteracy, maybe in terms of quality of water, that these things has improved. Okay, तो as per that, कौन इस बुक को चेंज करेगा, कौन इस बुक को अपडेट करेगा, कौन इस बुक को, तुम्हारी जैसे एनसीईआरटी की बुक अपडेट होती है, जैसे मेरी जॉब में डिफरेंट चीजें अपडेट होती है, इस बुक को अपडेट कौन करेगा, इस कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन को. सो द पीपल हु विल अपडेट दिस इज द पार्लियामेंट. Okay, who will update this book of constitution is the parliament. And who are the people in this parliament? Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, and the president. These are the three main component of the parliament. So did you understand what is the actual work of parliament? The actual work of parliament is in one liner. If I ask what is the main function or main job of parliament, the main function or main job of parliament is to update the constitution as per the recent or current problems. That is a one liner where whatever is there, maybe there is internet issue there is pollution issue there is environmental issues there is issue in terms of good quality of air, okay, there is issue in terms of mental health right now. So these all problems can be included as different laws in the constitution, and that will be done by who? The parliament. Clear? So that is step one. You need to understand what is the main work of legislature. Legislature वो part है जो rule को change करता है. Now there is one small difference. Parliament will change the laws for union, that is for entire India. Whereas if it is for state, then it will be changed by state legislature. State legislature कौन है? विधान सभा and विधान परिषद. Okay. Constituent भूल गया मैं.
Legislative Assembly and Legislative Council.
Constituent. I was saying wrong. It's Legislative Assembly and Legislative Council. These are the people who will make it change for the particular states. So uh, that is the one of the part of their job. Second part is ये change they cannot do just by कि मैं और मोहित आज बैठे और बोलने लगे कि हैदराबाद में क्या प्रॉब्लम है, हैदराबाद में पॉल्यूशन की प्रॉब्लम है, चलो एक लॉ बना देते हैं. नहीं, you can't just sit in a room and you can just do things. Okay, you cannot just think कि हम लोग पार्लियामेंट में कोई मेंबर है, हम एमपी है, मेंबर ऑफ पार्लियामेंट है, और मे बी वी आर मेंबर ऑफ लेजिस्लेटिव असेंबली, वी सिट एंड वी चेंज इट. Over the period of time, they need to go and they need to research things. They need to create proper documents where they will write these are the problems, these are the issue, how will we solve it, or whether we have made any progress in terms of giving the solution. Maybe in my mind I am thinking कि तुम्हारे वहां से लाइट आ रही है एंड उस लाइट को बंद करने का सबसे अच्छा तरीका है दरवाजा बना दो. दैट्स करेक्ट, पर मे बी दैट सॉल्यूशन इज नॉट द बेस्ट. Okay, maybe there is other solution which could do the better thing. अगर मैंने वहां पे दरवाजा लगा दिया, क्या पता आवाज बाहर ना जाए, so it's a good solution. Okay, but there can be other problems as well. So solution you can have, but there has to be multiple solution for a problem. In terms of, let's say, internet security, in terms of pollution, what the government should do, the government should make vehicles कि जिस जिस vehicle का इतना परसेंटेज से ज्यादा पॉल्यूशन है, they should be stopped or they should be given some kind of test कि इससे ज्यादा हुआ तो हम तुम्हें गाड़ी नहीं चलाने देंगे. Okay, तो देयर आर मल्टीपल सॉल्यूशंस टू इट. या फिर लोगों को गाड़ी मत चलाने दो, लोगों को बोलो पेट्रोल और डीजल गाड़ी मत चलाओ, यू गो फॉर इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल्स बिकॉज इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल से पॉल्यूशन नहीं होता. सो देयर आर टू सॉल्यूशंस व्हिच आई गिव. ऐसे ही what this member of parliament or member of assembly does is, over the period of time they do research, they create a document, they give multiple solutions कि ये 5 solutions हैं, and then they go to the parliament, that is Lok Sabha, and they discuss about it. See, problem statement is हमारे यहाँ पे दरवाजा नहीं है या यहाँ पे लाइट आती है. Now problem solution statement is we need to solve it for this way. ओके, प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट था कि ये दरवाजा नहीं है तो उससे हमें क्या क्या फेस हो रहा है. इससे बच्चों को बाहर से आवाज आ रही है, इससे बच्चों को पढ़ते टाइम लाइट आती है तो वो स्क्रीन नहीं देख पाते हैं. Similarly, you can give the problem statement with how it is impacting the society, and then the solutions, multiple solution, and then there is a extended discussion in the Lok Sabha or over the or Rajya Sabha. The bill can be brought in Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha anywhere, okay, but it has to go to the other house as well. So they will have an extended discussion कि पहला वाला solution अच्छा है या दूसरा वाला solution अच्छा है या तीसरा वाला solution अच्छा है, या फिर आप जो problem बोल रहे हो वो problem है ही नहीं. Maybe that's not a problem only. Even that is possible. So this is where the discussion happen. When the discussion happen, then comes three parties. One is the Lok Sabha, one is the Rajya Sabha, and one the president. What is the action of president? President is just uh, bringing the bill in front of everyone. Ki, let's discuss. He starts the discussion. Okay, it means he introduces the bill. So if I say what is one of the primary action of president in Lok Sabha, so one liner is he introduces the bill. If you write the word introduces, मैं नहीं, कोई भी टीचर होता वो खुश हो जाते हैं कि you know the exact word. तुमने ऐसे भी लिख सकते हो he brings the bill. You can write also that he tell everybody to discuss the bill. But introduces is the perfect word which can give a explanation कि हाँ तुम्हें समझ में आया. ठीक है. So president का one of the action is he introduces the bill. Then Lok Sabha or the Rajya Sabha people discusses the pros and cons of it. Pros का मतलब होता है positive, cons का मतलब होता है negatives. ठीक है. So they will discuss the pros and cons of it, and then there is a voting. There is a voting happens in which if the majority of the people, majority का मतलब क्या होता है? Majority का मतलब होता है 50 से ज्यादा, 50 plus 1. It's a normal majority. I will explain you later. There are three kinds of majority. There is special majority as well, which I've explained earlier. So in this majority, what happens is if it is 50 plus 1, then that bill will be passed from that house and it goes to the next house. This is the main activity of these three houses. If in one liner you ask me, what is the activity of parliament? What is the activity of Lok Sabha? What is the activity of Rajya Sabha? So you can understand now. The main activity is doing the discussion, passing the bill, and doing a research. Okay, राज्यसभा के मेंबर रिसर्च नहीं करते हैं. राज्यसभा के मेंबर्स जाके रिसर्च नहीं करते. मोस्टली जो होता है, दिस इज द लोकसभा पीपल who are being elected by the people of India. They will go and they will do the research by creating different committees. Well, let's say I'll give an example. Ki, recently we had an issue ki because of burning crackers, there is lots of pollution during Diwali. Okay, so there is a air quality decrease in Delhi, Haryana, and north of India. So क्या होगा? लोकसभा में जो members होंगे, MLAs होंगे, they can create MLAs और MPs जो होंगे, they will create small committee कि मैंने 6 लोगों की कमिटी बनाई. आप जाके एनवायरमेंट डिपार्टमेंट के साथ बैठो, आप चेक करो कि दिवाली से 6 दिन पहले एयर क्वालिटी कितनी थी. लेट्स से द एयर क्वालिटी इज 84% प्योर. ओके, उसके बाद आप हर रोज का नोट करो कितना कितना है. अगले दिन 83%, 82%. नाउ सी आफ्टर दिवाली एयर क्वालिटी क्या होती है. लेट्स से आफ्टर दिवाली द एयर क्वालिटी इज 70%. पहले 84% थी, अब 70% प्योर है. फिर उसको 70% से 84% होने में कितने दिन लगे. लेट्स से फ्रॉम 70 to 84% होने में इट टुक 10 days. Okay, so in those 10 days in which the air quality was very bad, how many people are being admitted in the different hospitals of Delhi and North India for breathing issues? Okay, air quality kharab hogi to major problem would be breathing issue. So how many people got admitted in different hospitals for breathing issue? So they will create a complete report कि पहले air quality इतनी घटी. Okay, after that this many people got impacted because of that. In that impacted people, what is the range of young people, what is the range of old people, what is the range of middle people, who's middle aged people. Okay, this entire report which they will create over a month, that is what they will present in the parliament. So they will say कि हमने रिसर्च किया, हमने कमिटी बनाई और हमने उसके बाद ये नोट डाउन किया कि ये प्रॉब्लम्स है. उसके बाद सॉल्यूशन क्या होगा. Did you understand what research means here? Research means at the ground level you go and you understand the problem, and you just don't understand, you collect data as well in terms of stats कि इतना ऐसा हुआ, एयर क्वालिटी इतनी घटी, उसके बाद इतने लोग हॉस्पिटल गए, उसके बाद इतने लोग इस एज में थे तो इस एज के लोग को ज्यादा प्रॉब्लम हुई. This is a kind of research. I gave one example. Similarly, there can be problem for internet, there can be water quality issue, there can be issue in terms of women safety, everything. There can be 100 things which parliament can bring. Okay, once there is a situation where there is no problem, legislative the member of parliament, nobody can go out and have a uh, do research for any kind of problem, then we have attained a welfare state. उसका मतलब है हमारी कंट्री परफेक्ट है, यहाँ पे कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, ना पानी की, ना खाने की, ना सोने की, ना एयर की, ना इफ देयर इज अ क्राइम इज हैपनिंग द पुलिस इज रीचिंग विद इन अ मिनट, जो क्राइम कर रहा है उसको पनिशमेंट भी मिल जा रही है। व्हेन एवरीथिंग इज हैपनिंग इन टाइम परफेक्टली, देन इट इज कॉल्ड अ वेलफेयर स्टेट। जो कि इमेजिनेशन है कि परफेक्ट क्या होगा। परफेक्ट ये होगा कि तुम सब क्लास में 100 मार्क्स ले आओ, तुम जाके सारे ना आईआईटी एआई ट्रिपल या पीएमटी क्लियर कर लो, उसके बाद तुम इंजीनियर डॉक्टर बन जाओ और तुम आज से 5 साल बाद या 10 साल बाद बहुत अच्छे पोजीशन पे हो। बट अभी तुम लोग उस पोजीशन पे नहीं हो ना, तुम उतने स्टैंडर्ड में नहीं हो कि यू आर सो परफेक्ट दैट यू विल डू दोस थिंग्स, सो यू नीड टू इम्प्रूव योर सेल्फ टू रीच टिल द 100% मार्क। दैट इज द परफेक्ट वेलफेयर स्टेट। ओके, the perfect welfare state is where we have no kind of problem, everybody is happy. So there are few countries which are very close to welfare state. Few of the European countries, Iceland, Greece, these countries are, उनमें कैसे पता चलता है कि any country is closer to a welfare state is happiness quotient of the citizens of India, citizens of that country. If the citizens are very happy with their job, they're happy with their life, they're happy with the government, they're happy with the medical standards, with everything, there are many criteria, then it's like uh it's a welfare state. Okay, तो जैसे इंडिया 180 कंट्रीज में से of the world, इंडिया comes at 160 or 155 in happiness quotient. तो इंडिया का हैप्पीनेस क्वोशंट बहुत पीछे है। सो वी हैव टू वर्क अ लॉट टू बी अ हैप्पी स्टेट एज वेल एज अ वेलफेयर स्टेट। तो हमारे पार्लियामेंट को तब तक काम करते रहना है जब तक वेलफेयर स्टेट नहीं बन जाता। दे विल हैव कि जाओ और काम करो, ये प्रॉब्लम हटाओ, इस प्रॉब्लम को हटाओ, ऐसी चीज को हटाओ, वैसी चीज को हटाओ। ओके, सो आई हैव एक्सप्लेन्ड व्हाट इज द रोल ऑफ पार्लियामेंट, व्हाट इज पार्लियामेंट, लोकसभा, राज्यसभा एंड प्रेसिडेंट का वन लाइनर आंसर फॉर नाउ कि वो लोग क्या करते हैं, या फिर टू लाइनर की लोकसभा क्या क्या करता है। थर्ड इज two types of legislature are there. One is union legislature, which is parliament, Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, president. Then there is state legislature, which is legislative council and legislative assembly. Everybody clear till this? If you have any doubt, you can ask right now. Anybody? Everybody clear for these three things? Okay. So next is we have to understand Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha in detail. Okay, what is Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha in detail? So there is a eligibility for the candidates कि तुम कैसे लोक सभा एंड राज्य सभा के मेंबर के लिए एलिजिबिलिटी, वो तुम पढ़ लेना, वो बुक में है। दैट्स लाइक अ थियोरी थिंग, उसमें कुछ समझने का नहीं है, उसमें बस ऐसा है कि तुम्हारा एज 25 होना या 30 होना, समथिंग लाइक दैट यू रीड। What we need to read here is, understand here is, there is lot of difference between Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. One basic difference is Rajya Sabha is the permanent house. Okay, जो कि कभी भी completely dissolve नहीं होता, whereas Lok Sabha is not a permanent house, it dissolves after every 5 years. जैसे ही इलेक्शन खत्म होता, सॉरी 5 साल खत्म होते, दे गेट्स डिसॉल्व। सेकंड, अगर कोई पार्टी मेजोरिटी में नहीं है तभी भी गवर्नमेंट डिसॉल्व हो जाती है। ठीक है, अगर बीजेपी के पास अभी मेजोरिटी है तो दे आर रूलिंग द गवर्नमेंट। इफ मेजोरिटी नहीं है तो फिर गवर्नमेंट गिर जाती है, द गवर्नमेंट फॉल्स एंड अगेन देयर हैज टू बी इलेक्शंस। ओके, so second biggest difference is all the members of Rajya Sabha are indirectly elected, whereas all the members of Lok Sabha are directly elected by the people of India. Okay, यहां से आप लोगों को कनेक्ट करना चाहिए, दिस इज व्हाट डेमोक्रेसी इज। डेमोक्रेसी gives you the right to choose the government. How does it gives you the right to choose the government? Through your voting power. Okay, what is democracy? Now पहले तुम लोगों ने लिखा डेमोक्रेसी का कुछ डेफिनेशन, अगर 3 दिन बाद में अभी जो तुम्हें पढ़ा रहा हूँ उसके बाद अगर तुम्हें डेमोक्रेसी का डेफिनेशन लिखना हो, व्हाट इज डेमोक्रेसी, सो यू शुड राइट डेमोक्रेसी इज समथिंग which gives power to the citizen to select the government or to choose the government. And how does it allow to choose the government? Through voting, through elections. Okay, everybody clear what is democracy means? कोई कोई इंसान ऐसे बोलता है, इट्स वेरी कॉमन, इवन इन टीवी इट्स कॉमन, इन सीरियल्स एंड इवन इन मूवी इट्स कॉमन, कि डेमोक्रेसी का मतलब होता है कि तुम जो चाहे वो करो। अरे ये तो डेमोक्रेसी है, डेमोक्रेसी में मैं ये नहीं कर सकता क्या, डेमोक्रेसी में मैं वो कर नहीं कर सकता क्या। तो डेमोक्रेसी का मतलब होता है कि तुम कर सकते हो, ऐसा नहीं है कि तुम नहीं कर सकते हो। पर हमने क्या सुना था डेमोक्रेसी में, यू शुड नॉट इम्पैक्ट somebody else. We read it in a reasonable ground of restriction, right? We have the right to express, we have the right to choose our religion, we have the right to go to any part of India, but that should not impact somebody else. That should not, your freedom should not impact somebody else's freedom. Okay, so जब कोई बोलता है कि मेरी डेमोक्रेसी है, मैं बोलूंगा, that's there, तुम बोलो, पर तुम्हारा बोलना या तुम्हारा कोई एक्शन दूसरे को इम्पैक्ट नहीं करना चाहिए. If it's impacting, then you are also impacting the democracy. Okay, everybody clear with this? So again, I'm telling you what is the one liner or a two liner for a democracy is. Democracy is where the citizen are being given the power to choose the government of their country. They are being given the power to choose the government of their country. How that power is being given? That power is given through elections where they can give their vote and they can tell which person they want to be the Prime Minister of India, or maybe the ruling party of India. Everybody clear? Mm, Vaishnavi, Amulya, Unisa, Tanisha, समझ आया? एक बार अनम्यूट करना मोहित, सॉरी. तनिषा समझ आया?
Yes.
ओके. साई वैभव, शिवशंकर.
भैया फर्स्ट पढ़े
हाँ मनवित.
भैया you first you told me भैया something I did not understand that.
What is that something? So everybody needs to stop using the word something, anything, everything. You need to tell me what is that something.
भैया एलिजिबिलिटी भैया ये मेंबर नहीं नहीं क्वालिटीज क्या है उसकी एलिजिबिलिटी
भैया I did not understand
he is
Lok
telling that
Sabha.
भैया you have given the introduction like what is Lok Sabha and what is Rajya Sabha in one liner
Hmm. Yeah.
that he that he did not understood it.
So, in one liner, you can say the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, uh, they are the main parties which are composing the parliament. Okay. So they will be the one who will be changing the constitution, editing the constitution. If both the houses passes it, so their main action is to update the constitution book. But how will they update it? By first doing a research and then doing a discussion. Okay. So first step is updating. How? Through research and discussion. Okay, that's the main activity of Rajya Sabha, Lok Sabha both. In one liner. Later on, we will understand more about in depth, which we will study tomorrow. For today, we are studying this much only because there is 3 more minutes left. What is democracy? I have explained. I'll just explain you what is constituency. Okay, so that you know what is constituency is. Constituency is in terms of understanding smaller parts dividing India into smaller parts जहाँ पे population बराबर हो. Okay, if it's like तुम्हारे स्कूल में 200 students आते हैं. Okay, and then there are 10 classes. So for me, what I'll do is rather than मैं ये देखूं कि कौन बड़ा है कौन छोटा है, for voting purpose only I'm telling, for voting purpose I will do every class में मैं 20 students कर दूंगा. If there are 20 students in every class, so every class become one constituency where the population is equal. So that ऐसा ना हो कि किसी एक constituency में ज्यादा लोग हो. और देखो, अगर एक कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसी में 40 लोग होंगे एंड देयर इज अ कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसी वेयर देयर आर 20 पीपल, देन यू आर टेकिंग द पावर, राइट? यहाँ पे 40 लोग मिलके एक पावर ले रहे हैं, यहाँ पे 20 लोग लेके एक डिसीजन ले रहे हैं. देन इट्स रॉन्ग. इफ 20 पीपल आर टेकिंग अ डिसीजन तो 20 लोग के पास ज्यादा पावर है, कम लोग इतना बड़ा डिसीजन ले रहे हैं, यहाँ पे 40 लोग ले रहे हैं. सो दैट्स रॉन्ग. That's why they have given equality in terms of constituency as well. Okay, where every constituency will be having equal number of people or an equal area, but near about it will be same. So these are the constituencies divided जहां से एक एक इंसान खड़ा होता है. Okay, from where one person will stand. In Lok Sabha, there are 543 seats. इसका मतलब है in Lok Sabha election in entire India is divided into 543 constituencies. Everybody clear? मतलब पूरे इंडिया को अगर तुम जानते हो 28 स्टेट्स में ऐसे ऐसे से डिवाइड है, वो उन 28 स्टेट्स को भी डिवाइड करते हैं टोटल 543 में, जो कि इक्वल कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसीज है. ओके, everybody clear with constituencies? So you just try to write in one liner what. Yeah, Mohit, tell me.
Bhaiya, but in India, you told that in every constituency there will be equal members. Then there in UP there are in UP there are more members. Like
Yes.
in UP there are more members, and compared to Goa, UP is having more population there.
Yeah,
So the
I said in every constituency there will be. I said in every constituency there will be equal number. पर अगर बड़ा स्टेट होगा तो फिर वहां पे ज्यादा कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसीज बनेंगी ना. तो देखो, if there are more constituencies for UP, it's more difficult for one particular person to win, क्योंकि अब सबका डिसीजन लिया जाएगा. There can be number difference of constituencies in different state, but what I'm trying to say is every constituency will have equal number of people in terms of area and population. Okay, clear?
yes. Sir.
Okay, that's it for today. So today's homework, I'm just sharing my screen for once. Today's homework will be a role of parliament, Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, and president. You need to give in one line. Legislative, what is state legislature and what is union legislature, that we call is parliament. इतना तुम्हें बताना है, प्लस तुम्हें कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसी क्या होता है वो बताना है. Okay, these four things you need to do in homework. These four things. Okay, five things. What is democracy and what is election? What is democracy? And these five things will be your homework for today. Everybody try to write it in your words. कि मतलब तुम्हें क्या समझ में आया. Okay, I will share it in the group. No need to write it right now. I'll share it in the group. So try to understand, try to write it in your words, and try to send it by 10 p.m. I'll see. This is the second week of yours. आधा civics खत्म हो गया, next आधा civics बाकी है. I want to see कि कौन कौन serious है, and they are only going ahead with writing the test paper and going to the next session. Okay, because I don't want कि आप लोग पढ़ाई भी ना करो, ना आप लोगों के पीछे बोलता भी रहूं, and eventually रिजल्ट भी ना आए और बस एनर्जी वेस्ट हो. ओके, सो आई जस्ट सी बिफोर हैंड ओनली हु आर सीरियस पीपल. सो दिस इज द होमवर्क, एंड दिस इज अ रिक्वेस्ट बोल लो, ऑर्डर बोल लो, या इट्स अ सविनय निवेदन बोल लो. दैट्स अ थिंग टू श्रीशैल, नरेश एंड ज्ञानेश्वर, उनीसा, पूजा एंड प्रतीक. Please finish the thing which
Priya.
Priya, sorry, not Pooja, Priya. So it's a request बोल लो, जो भी बोल लो. This is mandatory. अगर आप कल एप्लीकेशन आप एप्लीकेशन लिख के मम्मी पापा से साइन करके और प्रिंसिपल से साइन करके नहीं लाते हो, आप क्लास में नहीं बैठोगे जब तक आप वो कंप्लीट नहीं करते हो. You need to give the reason, you need to get signed from your both the parents, then you need to give it to principal, they need to sign. Once I get it, tomorrow I will be telling you कि आप लोग होमवर्क करके लाओ, और उसके बाद एक दिन का टाइम मिलेगा जब आप लोग होमवर्क कंप्लीट करोगे. अगर आपने पहला स्टेप कंप्लीट नहीं किया तो हम सेकंड स्टेप पे नहीं जा रहे हैं. ठीक है, इट्स अ रिक्वेस्ट मान लो या फिर फ्रेंडली जेस्चर मान लो. चलो, थैंक यू एवरीवन. बाय.
Bye, Priya.
Bye.
Bye, Priya.
बाय.
Bye, Priya.
बाय.